Hello, welcome to Talent Watch. My name is Thomas Lynch, your host for today. We have a fun show packed for you today, so please stay tuned because your Talent Watch starts now. Hello, my name is Thomas Lynch, and I'm glad you're tuning in to Talent Watch. Today we have Miss RaSheeda Waddell, and I am honored to have you in the studio today because you are the 2010 Miss Black North Carolina. Thank you for coming by.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Now tell me, what does that mean? What does it mean to be Miss Black North Carolina?
Well, Miss Black North Carolina is a preliminary pageant for the Miss Black USA pageant. Miss Black USA will be held this summer in Washington, D.C. The Miss Black North Carolina pageant was held on November 12th through 14th in Clayton, North Carolina. So 6 contestants were able to compete for the title over at the Clayton Center. So it was a very comprehensive, intense experience for us. So I'm glad that I was able to come out on top and will represent the state at the Miss Black USA pageant.
Tell me, the competition had to have been fierce. How many people were in the pageant? Do you have an idea?
There were 6 of us, representing all areas of North Carolina. I represented my hometown of Greensboro. I was Miss Black Greensboro. So the 6 of us, we made it happen. Everybody was awesome. Talent competition was amazing. And it was just so great to be able to fellowship and to be able to meet so many other Black young women in the community who are active and who are serious about what they're doing. Right. Speaking of serious about what they're doing, singing. That had to be your talent, I'm just assuming. Was that what you did for the talent portion of Miss Black North Carolina? Good guess. Awesome guess. I did sing. I did something a little bit out of the ordinary for those who do not get to see me sing in the Greenville area. I actually did operatic vocal for my talent. I have a Bachelor of Arts degree in music as well as a Master of Music degree from East Carolina University. So I was able to use my classical training for the talent portion of the pageant. Okay. Now, for those of you who do not know that operatic singing is, to me, looks hard. It's beautiful, though. What goes into the training as far as, to have that type of voice, to be able to do that and translate that type of music? Well, you're right. It looks hard and it is hard. It's a very academic area. When I decided to go into music, I knew that I wanted to learn classical music, but I really wasn't up on how intense the academic part of that would be. I mean, you're doing everything from studying the composers, you're studying time periods, you're studying languages, in addition to actually having technique. So you have to put all of these aspects together to be able to come up with a good classical presentation. Right. Well, when you talk about the classical, I think about you, the times I've seen you perform jazz. Now, that's near to my heart, I'm going to tell you. I love jazz music. I love the classic jazz music. Yeah. Give me the similarities and differences between singing opera and singing jazz. Similarities? Let's see. There are none. Well, I mean, no, I beg to differ. There are a few. And what I've actually found is with my classical training, the jazz and R&B styles have come a little bit easier to me. I'm able to use a lot of the breath control, the breathing techniques and diction, a lot of the things that I learned in classical music in operatic training. I'm able to transfer those things over to other genres. So that's very similar. You'll hear a lot of, I've been on a lot of old Sarah Vaughan tracks lately. Oh man. Listening to her. And it's so funny. Up until this point, I was always a person that went into something critiquing it. You know, as a musician, you can never listen to music the same way that other people listen to music. Exactly. But she is one of those artists that you can just listen to and you can really just take that experience in. You I mean, okay, there may be something that classically doesn't make sense, but to you as a music lover, as a music listener, it's perfect.
Right.
And there's nothing that you can take away from that experience.
Right. Well, jazz, capitalizes on improvisation. And
exactly.
To me, when you look at Sarah Vaughan and the people in her time period, there may be some training underneath it, but it really, to me, was improvisation on how they saw a sound. Talk to me about the improvisation of your craft. The creation, do you create songs?
I do. Okay. I'm a songwriter.
And what's the difference between, and what do you like to do better? Create or perform?
I don't see a difference in creation and performing. I don't.
Okay.
I think the creation process is all encompassing of the writing aspect and the performing aspect. When I get out there, I never know exactly what it's going to sound like. I hear it when you guys hear it. So I'm not able to separate the two.
Okay.
They're both necessary for me. So I can't differentiate between the creation and the performing because they're one and the same in my opinion.
Okay. Well, we're going to go to a track right now, and you're going to actually be able to see her performing live, and this will be at the Miss Black North Carolina pageant, and you will definitely be able to see her tones and what she does. I'm telling you, it's a treat, and please stay tuned. We'll be back right after this.
RaSheeda Waddell, Miss Black, Greensboro, North Carolina, USA.
I tell you what, it's, like I said, I don't quite understand the process. I just know when I hear the range and I hear the training, it's evident. I could try to sing some opera right now if you want me to.
Yeah, give us a sample.
But talk to me about the future of RaSheeda Waddell. Talk to me about what you plan to do 10 years from now. Let's say 10 years.
10 years from now, I'd love to be established internationally. I'm going to shoot big and say internationally as a performer and as a songwriter and a vocal producer. I would love to get some of my material out there, and I would love to just share my gift with the world. So I'd love to be traveling and doing things locally as well.
So we can look forward to not having you here very much longer. I mean, Greenville's lovely, but can you launch your international career here?
It's been a nice 3 years.
Well, what do you say to the little girl who wants to be a RaSheeda Waddell? What do you say to get that inspiration to that population?
I tell that young lady to make sure that she stays humble during the entire experience. I think that one reason that I've been able to get as far as I have in pageantry and in music and all the things that I've excelled in is because of that humility. And I think that people have seen that, and that they've seen that I want to serve other people, and that I'm here to share that with other people. And they see that I try not to be stingy with my gift, and I try to just be out there and share. So I would tell her to make sure that that's first and foremost in her heart. Also make sure that she keeps up with her studies. It's important. The Miss Black North Carolina and the Miss Black USA systems are scholarship based, so they do expect for you to be a scholar. It's expected of you that you would be setting a good example for other people. So just always be mindful of the image that you give off to others and of the precedent that you're setting for the people that come after you.
Okay. Hampton U, what's that about?
I am a 2007 graduate of Hampton University. Go Pirates.
All right.
Twice over.
Twice over. ECU also.
That's right.
Talk to me about the difference between your undergraduate studies and your graduate studies, because I know in performance it has to be a little bit different than academic. Is it?
It is. I specifically chose to go to Hampton University because it is a liberal arts school at the undergraduate level. I knew that I would get a comprehensive experience there that would cover all of my interests in the humanities and languages and give me that opportunity to have a great college experience as opposed to going to a conservatory type environment as ECU.
Right.
So when I went to grad school, I went there knowing that it would be quite a different experience, and that the graduate level would be a bit more intense, which it was. Going into it, I knew that it was an academically strenuous program, but I didn't know quite how much. I didn't really know that it would be as writing intensive as it is. I knew that I would be getting quite a bit more of the performance aspect, but I really grew to love the research aspect, and I was able to develop that part of myself as well.
Okay.
So I would say the biggest differences are the intense performance experience that I was able to attain, as well as the research experience.
Okay, now we're going to go to a clip of RaSheeda Waddell. She's performing at Spoken Serenity, their anniversary show. So take a look.
Freedom and peace, spoken serenity. It's the feel of the wind on outstretched arms. It's the quiet in the midst of a thunderstorm. It's believing when you don't have anything to believe in. It's dreaming when you don't see a reason to be dreaming. Hope floats above anything that they're seeing. A wonderland that's real to me. It's freedom, it's peace, it's spoken serenity.
Got lost in this wonderland I wandered in. Turned out to be a barren land, only offering exposure for my soul, and only God only knows. I'm really trying to let go, really trying to dig in and delve and put my feet in, working so our children can have something to believe in, working every day so our children can believe that every day we're fighting for a little bit of freedom and some spoken serenity. And a little bit of peace.
Peace, spoken serenity.
And we're fighting every day for a little bit of,
because we're fighting
some
for some freedom.
And just a little bit of
peace,
and some
spoken serenity.
Some spoken serenity.
You see, it's 1,000 thread count Egyptian cotton sheets. The sound of the Congo playing ancient Brazilian beats, catching fireflies in a mason jar, releasing tells so tight that they left deep emotional scars, healing wounds of yesterday for a new tomorrow. My personal discovery. It's freedom, it's peace, it's spoken serenity.
healing wounds of yesterday for a new tomorrow. Tomorrow Tomorrow. They keep promising me sun, promising me an arm, a leg, a arm, a hand. Stress-free, bona fide relief, packaged up and cheap. But I need more than acronym promises. I need to find my tomorrow's end, find my rainbow, and go to the end of this yellow brick road and back again. But all I want to do is fight for a little bit of freedom, and sometimes a little bit of peace, but most of all a little bit of spoken serenity. Fighting for some freedom, and we're fighting for some peace and some spoken serenity. We're fighting for just a little bit of freedom, some freedom, and just a little bit of peace and some spoken serenity. See, we're celebrating the existence of the persevering soul, using the experiences of victories and soul to inspire and motivate those who need to hear our stories, inciting such excitement with what believing has done for me, completing the circle of one of wisdom's journeys, anticipating the future to peace, freedom is peace, and it's spoken serenity. Freedom and peace, it's spoken serenity. Pause. I think we need to run that back for them. Anticipating the future to be complete, the circle of one of wisdom's journeys, inciting such excitement with what believing has done for me to inspire and motivate those who need to hear our stories, using the experiences of victories untold, celebrating the existence of the persevering soul, and we're fighting for a little bit of freedom, and we're fighting for a little bit of peace. But overall, at the end of the day, we're fighting for a little spoken serenity. For a little bit of freedom. For some freedom. And just a little bit of peace. For some peace. But most of all, for some spoken serenity.
You know, that was phenomenal.
Thank
I mean,
you.
I'm listening to the words and the cadence between the music, the words, the song, and the poetry was just so in tune. Talk to me a little bit about that particular song. Did you write it?
I did. I composed the music part that I was singing, and Jennifer would compose the poetry part.
Wow.
When Charmin charged us with coming up with an anthem for Spoken Serenity, we were excited about it, but a little apprehensive at the same time.
Right.
So when I got started on the music, I actually went downtown and sat at the park, and I went home to Greensboro, and I was outside, you know, just enjoying the atmosphere, enjoying being where I was. And when I composed that piece, I wanted to talk about some of the things that provide an atmosphere of peace for me. Because a lot of times when people compose poetry, when we write, a lot of times you don't know what that poet is going through. You don't know what has inspired them to do that piece. Sometimes we write things for other people, but sometimes we write things just to give ourselves something.
Right.
So I wanted to make sure that I got that atmosphere, that feeling of peace, that feeling of spoken serenity across through that piece. So I think that you probably noticed some of the things that I talked about that I loved. My favorite line in that whole piece that I wrote is 100 thread count Egyptian cotton sheets. I'm like, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Which are on sale now. No, I'm just.
I'm like, where are these? Or 1,000 actually.
Right,
like, you can get 100 anywhere.
Yeah,
but 1,000, that's the good stuff. Yeah.
Well, I can tell you that just listening to it, you can just tell the relationship between the poetry and the song, and your performance. You and John Claude did very, very well. Her name is J. Claude, it's not John.
Yes, it's Jennifer.
Jennifer Claude. I thought it was John. I said John Claude. But anyway, I think both of you did really, really well in that. Talk to me about, you're talking about your craft. You talked about some of the things you're doing in the community. 100 years from now, RaSheeda Waddell, what should we know? What should the people of that century know about RaSheeda Waddell, and what do you want them to know?
I hope that I'm remembered for humility, first and foremost. I've said that, and it's so important to me. Loyalty, that I was loyal to who I am as a person, but also that I was loyal to those who helped me along the way, to those that inspired me, to those that I've been able to encounter through this journey called life. So I really hope that I'm remembered for that, and also for giving people something that they can love and enjoy for years and years to come.
Okay. And also, one of the last things I want to talk about is Miss Black North Carolina, the duties that you have to do. I mean, I know that there's a lot of times you stand as the mouthpiece for the organization. I know there's scholarship things involved. Talk to me about just the things you need to do. And if you could give us a contact number on how we can help if we wanted to do that.
Absolutely. Well, I've been working diligently since I was crowned in November to promote the cause of Miss Black North Carolina. One of the major aspects of the Miss Black North Carolina pageant and the Miss Black USA system is community service. Each contestant is charged with coming up with a community service platform that she promotes throughout the year. I have been developing my platform for about 5 years now, and I am a champion for the cause of depression awareness. The name of my program is called Depression in 3D, Detect, Deal, and Destruct, and I've been able to go to various churches, school groups, and different organizations that want to know about depression and the symptoms and different things that we can do to counteract that in the community. So I have several different speaking engagements and several different angles that I take. I have different presentations geared towards the elderly, geared towards various minority communities, and youth and children as well. So I enjoy promoting that and getting the word out about depression awareness. And I'm also available for hosting, hostessing, singing, anything that I can do to help. And I can be contacted via email at missblacknc2010@yahoo.com.
Okay. All right. All right, well, thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
And you've been watching Talent Watch, Miss RaSheeda Waddell. We try to do this at Talent Watch to get the local talent to come out and do what we have to do to kind of promote what they're doing. And I think she's a wonderful guest, and I really am proud to have her on the show. I want you to stay tuned because Talent Watch is going to be right back with you with another show, another time. This is part of the Incite-tv network, and we thank you for watching.
Contestant number 4, RaSheeda.
Hello, my name is Thomas Lynch, CEO of Incite-tv. We want to thank you for watching our programming. If you have any questions about the program you just viewed, please email us at info@incite-tv.net. If you have any questions about our organization, don't hesitate to log on to our website at www.incite-tv.net. It is an honor to bring you the best in North Carolina programming. And again, we thank you for watching our network.